A shocking 3 in 10 people who private rent in England say they worried about losing their home in the last year. And it's not just because rents are so high. Our research shows that even those who aren't struggling to pay the rents are worried about losing their home. And we hear from them all the time. They're people who say that the place they live doesn't feel like a genuine home because they don't know if they'll be living there in a year's time. They say things like,
"We need a renters market more like the EU ones. Ours is too fickle and unstable."
Thanks, Shelter. We need to sort out our dysfunctional rental market. It's getting in the way of people achieving stability and happiness.
5 moves in 7 years for me.
renters are simply worried that their landlord might ask them to leave or not renew their tenancy. They don't have any particular reason to believe that their landlord would want to ask them to leave, but they also know that most of the time their landlord doesn't need to give a reason. And that's because most tenants are on either a 6-month or a 12-month contract, and after that their landlord can either ask them to leave or not renew their tenancy for any reason or none at all. It doesn't have to be this way. In many of our neighbouring countries, renters get much more protection from eviction, which means they have much more certainty that they're going to be able to stay in their home for the long term. In Ireland, renters get 4 years normally, when they can only be evicted if their landlord has a really good reason, like they haven't paid the rent. In Belgium, then you get 9 years. In Germany, then you can only ever be evicted if your landlord has a good reason. That means that you have a permanent home. At Shelter, we're campaigning for a change in the law so that renting is much more like this in England as well, so that you would get a period of 5 years when you know you could only be asked to leave by your landlord if they had a really good reason. Do you worry about where you're going to be renting this time next year? If you do, share your story with us and join our campaign for longer rental contracts.